Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Nate with Fantasy in Roleplay, and I'm here just creating a character for the One Ring. Here's our Google character sheet that we will be using today, made by one of the moderators for the fan Discord for the game, Hunter Green. So we'll be using this. It's a very nice automated character sheet. Links are down in the description with some nice helpful automation, and it also includes a few homebrew cultures, but we will just be using it to create a character from the core rulebook so we can experience as much of the core game as possible for those people who have not yet bought the game. So here we go. Here's the main sheet. Everything nicely put on the one sheet. Some nice little notes. You can look at that. And war gear for when you're picking out what to carry. All right. We will go ahead and jump into our heroic cultures right here. All right. This is the heroic cultures page of the core rulebook. And as you can see, there are 6 cultures in the core rulebook: Bardings, Dwarves, Elves of Linden, Hobbits of the Shire, Men of Bree, and Rangers of the North. So I'm just going to roll one of the one ring dice to determine what culture we will play as. And I got a 2, which is Dwarves of Durin's Folk. So let me transfer on back to our character sheet. And we can just select this drop-down menu, select Dwarf of Durin's Folk. That will fill up a lot of our information. Awesome. It fills up starting skills, and then we will choose a favorite skill later on. Also fills in a cultural blessing. All right. The next thing that we need to do while looking is to record a cultural blessing. So that's been done. Calculate our strength, heart, and wits number. Determine our attributes. So we'll have to do that. Then calculate our strength, heart, and wits target numbers, which is going to be 20 minus the attribute rating. Calculate our endurance, hope, and parry. Record our skill and combat proficiency ratings. Choose our distinctive features, and then name an age. Then we will answer the call to adventure by choosing one of the 6 callings: Captain, Champion, Messenger, Scholar, Treasure Hunter, and Warden. And then we will spend our previous experience points, 10, choose a starting gear, and record Valor and Wisdom scores at 1, and choose a starting reward and a starting virtue. All right, and we'll also we'll kind of skip gather the company. We will just be creating the one for today. And let's see. Yeah, so let's move on. So they're on page 34. So let's go on. There they go. Dwarves of Durin's Folk. The dwarves are an ancient and proud folk whose customs and traditions are mostly unknown to outsiders. A dwindling people, they have recently recovered some of their lost greatness, and a dwarven king reigns once again under the lonely mountain in Wilderland. Many dwarves cross into Eriador from the east on their way to the mines of the Blue Mountains. They can often be seen marching along the east-west road that runs through the Shire and ends at the Grey Havens. All right, so Redoubtable just basically says we have our load rating of any armor we are wearing, and rounding fractions up, including helms but not shields. We also have Naglim, which dwarves are shorter than men, but their work as miners and smiths endows them with powerful arms and shoulders, yet they still favor shorter weapons over longer ones. We cannot use the following pieces of war gear: a great bow, great spear, or a great shield. Standard of living is prosperous. All right, and the attributes. There are 6 arrays. And again, favoring random, I will roll randomly to determine that is a 4, so 6, 4, 4. Switch on back. All right, so 6, 4, so we're quite good at strength and not as good at that. All right, and look at that. That's already calculated our target numbers. You can see that that is a standardized calculation. So when doing that, you don't, unless you specifically have something that might lower target numbers, you don't want to mess with that. So that just keeps that set in. And same thing here. This is set. But we will jump to the book again so we can look. You can see the derived stats calculated as follows. Endurance is strength plus 22, hope is heart plus 8, and parry is wits plus 10. So relatively easy to hit comparatively. But we have a whole boatload of endurance. All right, so these are skills, and the red skills, we can choose one between the two to become favored. And I think we'll probably do travel. I know that's already at a 3, but that'll make us like super good at travel. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we just mark that by marking the box to the left of the scale. This character sheet also functions with Hunter Green's Discord bot for the One Ring. So you can import this character, and then a character sheet that you make using this sheet into Discord, and it will create a bot and do dice rolls from the character sheet. Very useful. I will also link that in the down there part. All right, moving on back. Okay, we can choose axes or swords and one other combat efficiency. I think we'll do kind of leaning into a Dwarf of the Blue Mountains. So we're going to do swords at 2 and bows at 1. Little off brand for dwarves. Don't have to always use an axe. All right, and we choose 2 of the distinctive features listed here: cunning, fierce, lordly, proud, secretive, stern, wary, and willful. I think I'm going to choose secretive and willful. So let's go down here. And there's an entire list of all the distinctive features. And then all dwarves speak the common tongue, but they preserve a knowledge of the secret dwarvish language. They receive a true name at birth that they do not reveal to members of other folks. They adopt another name in tradition to their neighbors. This custom has been used for so long that a number of names have become traditionally associated with dwarves and are used almost exclusively by them. Dwarves of renown are sometimes given an honorific, celebrating an exceptional deed or distinctive quality, for example, Thorn, Oakenshield, or Dane Ironfoot. All right, so I don't think I'm going to give myself an honorific. We'll let that happen through play. But I will roll to determine if it's a male dwarf or a female dwarf. 1, 2, 3 is male. 4, 5, 6 is female. And I got a 2, so male. I really like nipping. I don't know why. That's calling to me. That was the one calling me from the mail list. So we're gonna go nipping. Oh, again, I wasn't sharing the book with you. I'm sorry. I will try to be better at that. Nipping, and we will determine father's name. Nipping, son of. Hmm, to do. No. All right. So that is everything for so the next thing we have to do after the adventures is the callings. And again, trusty d6. A 4 would be a scholar, a dwarf scholar, a secretive and willful dwarf scholar. I'm kind of digging this already. For you, knowledge makes the wide world a, a less threatening place. Yellowed maps and lost books replace a fear of the unknown with curiosity and wonder. Songs composed in ages past and strengthen the weariest of hearts. A love of learning guides your every step and illuminates the way for you and those who listen to your advice. We choose 2 skills among craft, law, and riddle to make favored. All right, let's do that then. Oh, let's show you my. I keep forgetting to transfer back to the book. So there's the book for you. All right. So let's go ahead and choose calling Scala. That should auto calculate a lot of stuff in for us. Gives us Lure of Secrets, gives us Rhymes of Law as a distinctive feature. And then we have to choose. So we are going to do law and craft. All right, the Rhymes of Law trait. Rhymes of Law are short verses created by many cultures to help them remember significant facts from ancient history, which might otherwise be lost. Scholars of Middle Earth credit much of their ancient knowledge to such rhymes. All right, so previous experience. As you can see here, we have 10 points to spend. These are the skill costs. They are not the same costs as in-game costs. So when you're actually playing and advancing through adventures, um, that is further on in the book during the fellowship phase. So it costs a little bit more to raise weapon skills. So if we want to be very good at weapon skills right off the bat, that's just going to be a hefty 6 points right off the bat to move swords from 2 to 3. But I want to compensate our law to raise law probably a little bit. So let's raise law. So that's going to be 2 points. And then to 3, that will be an additional 3. So that's 5 points to raise to law. We have 6 points left. Let's raise some of our less well-known skills. So we have 6 points left. So we'll do battle. That's now we are down to 4. Courtesy, we're down to 2. And then let's do athletics just to kind of round us out. So we're pretty good in, we're really good in a few skills, travel, scan, and lore, and decently good in some of our other skills like craft. And having 2 in a pip is pretty decent. All right, so that would be previous experience. Nice and easy. Moving on to starting gear. So again, we cannot use great shields, great spears, or long swords. Is that what it was? Yes, that's right. We're gonna use a great axe, but we're not interested in axes anyways. All right. And since we are prosperous as a dwarf, we can afford some of these better pieces of armor. Okay. All right. Let's go on to war gear. So let's pick up a dagger because it doesn't weigh anything and it will use brawling. Then let's also pick up a short sword. And a bow. Oh, it's great bow, great spear, and great shield. Okay, so we could use a longsword if we wanted. Which let's do that because that. Yeah, let's take the sword off. We'll go ahead with a mail shirt. I was going to do a mail shirt and a helm, but that's more endurance load than just a coat of mail. So we'll do a coat of mail. All right, let's make. So I have to figure some of this out. I do not have a sword, so let's take that away. I'm not going to wear a mail shirt. All right, so yeah, so it's already calculated my redoubtable. It's halved my armor to 6, and then added my longsword, my bow together. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, with a hefty 17 endurance before I become weary. And I'm definitely going to be two-handing it most often. All right, so that's war gear. And just to kind of go quick, we are prosperous, so we are allowed to bring a decent beast. So we'll bring a fine a pony of the lake from Lake Town with us, and that gives us vigor 2 to. Yeah, that gives us a animal with vigor 2, so a nice pony from Dale. And we also get 3 useful items. So these are going to be useful items that help us a little bit. Hmm. I don't know. That's a silly name. And for useful items, so we get 3 useful items. All right, so we're going to pick some stuff to kind of help our weaker skills. So craft, fine smith tools. And then we will pick courtesy. Actually, I said I was from the Blue Mountains, so all those are Bree Pony. So Dwarven Spirits to help with courtesy. And then all right, strong dwarf rope. Help with athletics. All right, and a starting reward and a starting virtue. All right, I think I'm going to do fell for my long sword. And what fell does, it raises the injury of my weapon by 2. So that's going to make my weapon, my long sword, so when I'm two-handing it, enemies have to pass a 20 protection test. And for virtues, I will do mastery. Choose 2 skills and make them favored. And we will choose explore and battle. Actually, no, courtesy. All right, and then we go to the company. So we'll have Bree as a safe haven, of course. But for a patron, I think the one that makes the most sense for a scholarly chap. Perhaps he's made good with the elves, and so Caradan, the shipwright, is his patron. You know, he's done a lot of trade back and forth with the elves. Fellowship pool, because he's a dwarf, is 1, plus Caradan would make 2. All right, and that's our character. That's pretty much it. Everything from it. So, well, thank you for following along with this character. I will probably be making a few more to eventually create a little fellowship to join Nipping, son of Nur, on his adventures. So, thank you again so much for following along with the character creation. See you next time. Peace out.